Welcome back to the Webby and O'Neill channel. Huge news today on Mbeumo, Bruno Fernandes. As usual, get involved in the comment section and don't forget to leave a like on the video, as you know it's much appreciated. Let's start with Mbeumo. That breaking news last night. David Ornstein saying that Mbeumo is prioritising Manchester United.
That's exactly what you want to hear. There's other clubs circling around looking at him, but he's saying he wants Man United. Well, it's all down to the two clubs. Get together this week, sort out a price. That's going to be hard work because Brentford will try and rinse United. But I am absolutely over the moon that a player, a goal scorer, good footballer, wants Man United. People out there just thought United are in the mud. No player will want to come to United, but this player wants United.
Your thoughts out there? Do you think Mbeumo's going to actually be playing as the centre forward, or is he going to be playing in that number 10 role? Judging off how he's been playing for Brentford last season, he's been playing more on that right-hand side, sometimes as the centre forward, but more often not on the right-hand side. So are we still going to be going for a centre forward? Who else is out there? Mateta keeps being mentioned from Crystal Palace. So will we see any more movement this week as for a centre forward?
Well, you have to look at it. I've turned round and said, we need 3 signings in before the 10th of June, okay? They went for Liam Delap. That's a striker. So a striker is an option, what United want. So you can see United, I think, that's my belief, that they will go in for someone else. This will take a while to get over the line, the Mbeumo. Now, at the end of the day, I just see United, so long as they're in talks by the end of the week, by the end of that first transfer window closes on the 10th of June, I want to see discussions. The plan was put in place. I want action. What I see at the moment, absolutely fantastic for Ruben Amorim. He's getting players in and the plan is being executed. 2 players, I am not complaining. 2 out of 3.
Only yesterday you was giving deadlines to the club of you wanted 3 signings in before the end of the transfer window closes on the 10th. Now, hopefully they're listening again because it seems to be putting some movement into place. But I know personally as to why you were setting them targets and them deadlines, because we've heard a lot of PR from the club since January about plans, executing plans for the summer in backing Ruben Amorim. And as fans, we're backing the manager and we want to see that backing from the football club.
Well, that's right. We're backing the manager. The plans, there's no excuses for Man United not to be dealing with players and getting them in. They've had 6 months. This is happening. 3 players they went for, they've got 2, and they'll have other options. It is the right thing. We have to get these players in, settled into the club, so Ruben Amorim has a clear summer right the way through. And I expect a 3rd signing. Do we expect any more? I've said before, I expect 3 and no more.
For me personally, I think when they do make the 3rd, I think that's when we'll start seeing players shifted out. And I think that's where the possibilities could then lie in bringing more players in. But I do think it's dependent on getting players out. I don't know if you still feel the same way as that.
Yeah, I think 3 players is the target. My preference is another player at centre-half, but that's my preference. I'm sure you will have your preference, midfield and things like that, even the goalkeeper. But going forward, will we get more than 3 players? I very much doubt it, because some of the players we're trying to shift on is going to be very, very difficult. Okay, so the money, in my opinion, won't be there. I think some of these players, what are earmarked for sale, might end up being loaned out, because there is a lot of money United want for these players. And people out there, we know the high wages for these players. People out there are not prepared to pay a high transfer fee.
Still a lot of speculation about Hojlund's future. I seen last night Inter Milan, they're looking at opening talks with his actual agent, sounding out a possible move over there. But with the likes of Cunha and Mbeumo coming in, I mean, don't be shocked next season if you see more of Joshua Zirkzee up front, because I like the sound of that, and especially of how I've seen Zirkzee do bits last season in his link-up play. And if you've got 2 goal scorers playing behind him who can actually get forward, got the legs, got that intensity, I mean, you could have a bit of a lethal strike force there next season. But let's not go overboard just yet. I mean, I still want a centre forward in. I'm putting them demands out there right now that I need a centre forward bringing into this club, and a goal scorer more importantly. But listen, it's a great start up to now, and I'm sure a lot of you are happy right now. Moving on to Bruno Fernandes.
Yeah.
I mean, I first come out with, when we heard the news and discussed it, that I'd be shocked if he moved to Saudi, but I wouldn't be shocked in him leaving Manchester United. He's decided to stay. Give me your thoughts on that.
He's decided to stay, and what I've got to say on it is I'm supporting my manager, Amorim. he wanted Bruno Fernandes to stay. So he's got a captain, he's got a leader, and he's got a talisman for the next 2 years because Bruno Fernandes' contract has got 2 more years to run. He's turned round by all reports saying he doesn't want to move to Saudi Arabia at this stage of his career. So he is looking at it. My opinion on it was I prefer him to go because once a player starts looking away, then you might create problems. Will them problems arise? Only time will tell. But for now, we've got a captain, we've got a leader. That's what Ruben Amorim wants. He didn't want him to go, so I'm backing the manager over any player. I'd hope I hope this doesn't affect Bruno Fernandes. I hope the signings what we get all gel.
It doesn't create any problems whatsoever as long as Manchester United start winning football games from the start of that Premier League season. And you see Bruno Fernandes being instrumental in actual getting them wins and getting the 3 points on the board as much as possible and putting in performances. But I've got to be honest with you out there. For me personally, we all support the club differently and see things differently, but it's the badge, it's the football club that I love. And I've seen certain people out there celebrating it as though it's a new signing. I'm just not on board with that whatsoever. I mean, the feeling I have from a football club, I still think of Manchester United. It's the biggest football club in the world, despite where we are in the Premier League, and it's bigger than any footballer. And to celebrate it as though it's a new signing or like Bruno, he's staying, he's decided to stay. For me, that's not something I can get up for and sort of celebrate. You either want to be here or you don't. We know it's all going to be maybe a tough season next season, but we're expecting improvement and we need all the players in the squad that go into that league season all on board. And let's hope Bruno Fernandes that his head hasn't been changed because it's only down to his family from the reports I've seen that have pulled away from that deal that they didn't fancy the move right now.
Yeah, I think it's clear. He's got 2 years on his contract. I think that's when he's looking to move. I look at a similar situation and I go back to Rooney when that happened. A lot of people, different opinions, get him out of the club. If he wants to leave, leave. It's the same with Bruno Fernandes. Rooney, knuckled down, got on with the job. No complaints about it. This is what I expect with Bruno Fernandes. I'm fine. He's had a great career. He's got a good career looking forward for the next 2 years at Manchester United. So what you've got to hope for is that he works hard and he takes this team forward. It's going to be tough for Bruno now, but as I look at it...
It's going to be tough for Bruno if you look at it. The 2 number 10 positions, Cunha and Mbeumo, if they are being brought in to play them positions, where does Bruno play? I've mentioned to you many of the time, we've had discussions and news out there about it. I don't like Bruno in that midfield too. The last 20 minutes of a game where it's more open, he's got more time on the ball, to ping these passes left, right, and going forward. Yeah, that looks all great. But, when you're playing the top teams and he's in that midfield too, to me, it doesn't work. And you can only look at the actual performance from him himself in the Europa League final. It doesn't work for me.
No, well, what you have to look at is there's 2 more summer transfer windows to go for Ruben Amorim. That's how I look at it, okay? There's going to be more change down the line. We have got to challenge, and that's where Bruno comes into it now. He's going to be the captain, and people have been talking. Omar Barada told us 2028, we've got to challenge, okay? That's the position Ruben Amorim has to get us in, and 2 more summer transfer windows. Hopefully, we'll get this club back in contention. It's going to be hard for Bruno and all these players. Where he's going to play, where these new players are actually going to be situated in the team, I don't know. And to worry about it at this moment, it's not in my head. I just want players here. And at the end of the day, Ruben will get it right. He will find the right position. And that's what it's all about. Is the captain. He will be on the pitch. If he plays up front, that's my preference. But hey, you just don't know where anyone is actually going to play at this moment. And that's why it's vital to get the new players in now.
Up front, obviously, you mean as a number 10, but also looking on the positive side, You know, in them number 10 places, the midfield area, it's creating competition for places in bringing the likes of Cunha and Mbeumo into the club. So that can only be a good thing, surely. For me, I think there's too many lads there in that current squad who can play that 10 role. And I do think we'll see at least one or two being shipped out. But hopefully then that money can be reinvested into the squad for more signings. But let's wait and see. I mean, it's a positive start. Let me know what your thoughts and opinions are on the two possible signings. Well, we've got Cunha, we've links now with Mbeumo, you know, Bruno Fernandes staying. Let me just know what you've all got to say about that in the comment section, and leave a like on the video, as you know it's much appreciated. Thanks all, and we'll see you in the next one. Thank you.
Thank you.